Happy midsummer. It's the middle of summer, the longest day of the year. It's time to celebrate and enjoy the outdoors. And like a lot of the other celebrations that we have, like Christmas and Halloween, goes back to different times. So stay tuned and I'll tell you more. So welcome back to the Brac Shop. I'm Tom from the shop and happy midsummer. It's a time we celebrate the hot weather and be thankful for it and enjoy the festivities. And it's just as well that a lot of it happens outdoors. So we can still get outside, especially with some of us still being with lockdown. Now, don't forget, if you like this episode that you're going to watch, click the like button and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed as yet, or if it's your first time, do subscribe and press the bell so you get notified. So every time I release a new video, you'll be the first to see it. And that's if you press the bell after you press the subscribe button. And I've been working on the shop, which is why my videos have been a bit less frequent. But the shop is now open. Now, my episodes have been a bit slow in coming out, but that's because I have been so busy. I'm a one-man shop, pardon the pun, but I virtually do everything myself. I don't get any help with anyone. I put everything together, I film, I edit, although we did have our guest editor, Yoni, editing the Handel house episode. And if you want to watch it here. Here's a link. And I'll put a link down below as well, so you can have a look at it. And if you want to use Yoni for editing or even filmmaking as well, because he makes films as well, do get in contact with him as well. Apart from that episode, I've virtually been doing all of the bric-a-brac episodes myself. I film it, I edit it, I put it up, and I've been working on the shop. As I've been mentioning in a few of my other episodes, the shop is now open. There's a link below to the shop. You can also get through our website as well to the shop. And it's very limited because it's just open. There's not that much stock, but hopefully it'll be interesting stock that's in there. And you can have a look at it as well. And if you have any requests for anything to be stocked in the shop, please let me know. And if I can get it in, I'll get it in for you. And there's also a discount at the moment for an introductory offer. There's a 20% discount. I've got to give a plug. And I've also launched my energy t-shirts, my energizer t-shirts, I'm calling them, based on the colors of the 7 chakras. And I'm wearing one of them now. This is for the root chakra, which is supposed to give you grounding and balance, which I so need at the moment, and good foundations as well. And wearing the colors will help me to get my chakras open and all in aligned as well. And I did do another episode on chakras as well, which you'll be able to see here. Now, and if you do want to purchase any of them, please feel free to. And there's also a discount on them as well. So go down to the link and have a look at the range. When I got this t-shirt, it was such an excitement. It was my little creation that had arrived. And I also had a baby's one suit arrived as well, which was actually for a friend, so I didn't actually open it up. But I will be putting that on the shop if you want to buy it for presents as well. on the front it says, "I'm a manifestation," which some babies are. Some babies are being wanted and they get manifested. And so if you know anyone who has had a baby that they've been wanting and they finally manifested it, get them the one suit for them. So yes, after the episode, have a look at the shop and feel free to purchase. And give me comments and let me know what you think. I'll be glad to hear of it. And what a better time to open up the shop in the middle of midsummer. Now, it's celebrated by mainly the countries in the northern hemisphere because in wintertime their nights are so long, they love it when it's summer and their days are so long. Now, midsummer is celebrated on the 21st of June, usually. But basically, it's celebrated on the Friday closest to the 21st of June and actually ranges over the few days between June the 20th to the 26th. And with most pagan festivities was combined with the church. And they made it St. John the Baptist's Day. And that's June the 24th. So some countries do celebrate it as St. John's Day or St. John's the Baptist's Day. They were to celebrate the longest day of the year and to celebrate the summer and their coming harvest and enjoy it and be thankful before going back into the long, cold winter months. And it was a time where people would be merry and settle disagreements with friends and neighbors and also give to the poor. And they would have festivities, especially this week. And being summer, a lot of it was outdoors, like the bonfires. A lot of bonfires would be lit to keep the evil spirits away. And the fire, it represented the sun. And they thought that the longer the fire was burning, the longer the sun would stay up in the sky. Also, fires would be lit from the charred logs from the year before, and also they would throw bones into the fire. And that's where the word comes from. Originally, bone fire. And over the years it evolved to become known as bonfire. And they'd light the fires near crops, so the smoke would go through the crops and cleanse them, because they didn't know about germs back then, but they did know that the fires or the smokes had a cleansing quality about it, probably because it was so hot it would kill the germs. And so they'd put a fire near the side of the crop where the winds were blowing to blow through the crops and sort of like kill the germs around. In fact, animals would be driven over the burning embers of fires to cleanse them as well. And even people would jump over fires, depending on how big the fires were, as a sign of good luck. And I suppose in a way it was a symbol that they were cleansed as well from the fires. And in different countries they'd celebrate midsummers differently. Like in England, around the Tudor times, they would have parades called the Marching Watches, and there'd be parades with people marching holding lighted torches, as in with fire sticks with fires on top, and there'll be giants and huge puppets, and also the London Morris dancers and hobby horses. And these were actually like model horses that people would wear, and it looked like they were riding horses, but they were actually walking. There would be a fire wheel made up of 4 parts representing the 4 seasons, and they would light it up and roll it down the hill, and it would still be burning on the way down. In fact, if it was still burning when it reached the bottom of the hill, it would mean there would be good fortune for the road. And of course, in other countries, like the Scandinavian countries, they would have parties, dancings, and festivities around the maypole. In fact, the maypole originated in the Germanic states and actually was taken to Sweden with the German immigrants in the 1600s. Of course, in May, there wasn't that many flowers in Sweden, and so they actually postponed it to around June, midsummer, to do their maypole dances. And that's why in the northern countries there, they have the maypole dance as part of the midsummer festival. And since in the middle of summer, there was flowers everywhere. In fact, it was a time where they say the plants had special healing and magical properties. And it was a ritual to decorate your house with flowers. In fact, the front door would always have garlands or wreaths and different flowers had different meanings and different magical qualities. Like birch would be good for protection, exorcism, and purification. Fennel had healing properties and was good for protection as well. TREFOIL for protection, and it also represented the Holy Trinity because of its 3 leaves that it had. And STOW lilies or Madonna lilies representing the Virgin Mary. And ST.JOHN'S wort, and that represented the sun and magical properties as well. And it was the most powerful time of the year. So girls, well, actually anybody could do it really, but it was mainly young girls, they would gather 7 different flowers and go to bed and sleep with them under the pillow, and that way they would dream of their future husband or partner. And as this was the most powerful time of year, this was the best time to make your potions and medicines because they'd be extra powerful. So that is this period of midsummer. And I think you probably could appreciate it more if you are in the northern countries where days are longer and in winter the nights are longer. And I did do a bit of research, but it seemed like there was not that many evil stories for midsummer. Maybe because the days were so long that the evil spirits didn't come out during the daylight, which was basically most of the 24 hours of the day. But then again, when I've seen things, it's been during the daytime anyway. So who knows? But yeah, so if you've got any ideas or strange stories about midsummer, write them down below in the comments and let me know, because I had a look around and I could not find many stories about it. Quite a few stories on Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream. He probably took an old story and rewrote it for his plays, and that is actually quite appropriate for this time of year. A Midsummer's Night's Dream, where you have the fairies and the spirits coming out to play tricks on the mere mortals. But as I said, if you have any stories about this time of the year, do let me know as well. So thanks for watching. Nothing really evil or frightening in this episode. I'm sorry if that's what you're after, but some interesting highlights for midsummer. So let's go out and enjoy the sunshine while we can. And at least it's outside, so even with lockdown, at least we may be able to get a private 2 meter or 6 feet space around us. And if you've liked this episode, please press the like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and click the bell. And it's easy to forget clicking the bell, but with the bell, every time I do release another episode, you'll be told about it. And visit the shop. Have a look at the shop. Tell me what you think. It's quite bare. It's a bit of a little bit of everything really, but then it is a bric-a-brac shop. So And have a look at the Energizer t-shirts, my chakra Energizer t-shirts designed exclusively for the Brac Shop. And have a look at the different colors and maybe pick one up and absorb the colors of the chakras. So have a look around and tell me what you think. And I will be filling it up with more items as well. And don't forget, at the moment, there is an introductory discount. So do have a look. So thanks for joining me. Happy Midsummer, and I'll see you soon. Stay well and happy.